What's up, rockers? I don't really have anything too much to talk about or show off right now, other than that 4400 it's going to be coming in the mail sometime this week. All I'm doing tonight is digitizing some, well, they're already digital, but copying over to Flax some of my super audio CDs, my quadraphonic super audio CDs, as well as playing some of the 5.1 through the Oppo to mix it down to quad, so it'll be quad compatible. Right now I'm doing Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield. Pretty interesting listen, honestly, it really is. But yeah, the main reason I'm talking to you guys today is because I had an interesting encounter earlier. I don't really consider myself to be like an ignorant or a rude person, but I'm typically not much of a conversationalist unless there's like a mutual point or like some kind of common ground, if you will. Um, I had a kid come up to the house today trying to sell me doors and windows, which by sheer dumb luck, I actually am looking at getting a new side door for the house. I have one of those sliding ones right now that slides from left to right, but it's been kind of giving me trouble lately getting stuck. And like I said, it can be a real bitch to get something into the house. Like if you have something big you're trying to move in or move out, like furniture. The refrigerator was a real pain in the ass that one time. I had to do that. Um, but yeah, we got the bullshitting about this fucking window and shit, right? Well, I don't know exactly how it came up. One thing led to another. We were talking about other upgrades I want to do. I got to talking about building my massive pole building out back with the garage on the bottom and like the theater room and like living area on top. And it's really funny because the kid I was talking to had the same exact idea for his own place, and like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I was talking about putting like a home theater system out there, a quad system, surround system, for movies, music, a place I can get out, and really crank shit up without pissing the old lady off and the kid and waking the kid up all the time. Um, and one thing led to another. We started talking about music and stuff like that. I talked about jamming. He's like, "What do you like?" I'm like, "Oh, classic rock mostly, hard rock." We got talking about like Leonard Skinner, shit like that. Alice in Chains. I'm like, yo, you know what? If you got a few minutes, how about I just, I'll show you some shit. And I usually don't invite random people into the house, but like I said, this kid seemed to have a good head on his shoulders. We were talking for probably 25 minutes to a half hour outside before that even escalated to that. And long story short, I invited him in. My wife wasn't too happy with me about it, it turns out, but she got over it. Excuse the mess. I'm kind of moving some equipment right now, but of course, you guys know what my usual setup is. And he came down here talking about, like, he asked me for band recommendations. And I'm like, this kid, it turns out the kid's freaking 21, and he knows his shit for his age. Like, I was honestly amazed. He was talking about shit that a person of his age probably shouldn't even know. This is my Chicago box set, and he didn't know what quadraphonic sound was until today. Needless to say, I got this kid freaking shopping for multi-channel sound equipment, and I told him like the best route for him to go, unless he's looking to spend a fortune, would be like a 5.1 surround receiver with a Blu-ray player with analog out, so you can play the FLACs. I can give him FLAC files for free, and like I said, I'm making them of these, and the sound quality will be the same. It'll be free, but I told him that would probably be his best bet. Give himself some bookshelf speakers and a sub if you're running a modern receiver, instead of spending a whole shit ton of money on that. And the problem with buying something like this is if it's not recapped or restored, your chances are you're probably gonna have some problems with it in a not so distant future, especially if you're running the balls off of it and using it frequently, which I do. With modern equipment, you're less likely to have problems right now. Now, a restored unit, I'd really believe will outlast any of the modern 5.1 receivers tenfold. But like I said, until you get them upgraded and stuff like that, you're talking thousands of dollars. Like this receiver right here, for example, I said would probably be about $800 in working condition. You can probably get one for 400 untested or not working, and then you're gonna if you send it to a tech to get recapped, you're probably looking at $1,000. So you can go to Best Buy or whatever, or go online and order a brand new 5.1 receiver like a Sony or a Denon or an Onkyo for probably $200 and call it a day. Especially if you're not looking to get too technical, like like the more advanced guys do. But the thing that got me, and we were going through my records a little bit. He was blown away about how to tell apart the original press of Synchronicity from the others. In fact, do you guys know how to do that? This would be a good little trivia question for you. You're at the record store, right? You see an everyday album. Every record store has this, right? You would think. Okay. Now, there's multiple different album covers, colored variations. We're not going to talk about that. We're talking about the original press here. You notice my Police album. I'm like, do you know how to tell if you have the original album or not? Nothing special, right? Black vinyl. It's a regular, typical record. Well, that's where you'd be wrong. The original press is actually purple vinyl. And you can see it really good right here. There you go. It's dark purple vinyl. The second press and on will be regular black vinyl. So if you're ever in, I totally geeked out when I got this. I found this at the Record Connection in Ephrata, PA, last month. And well, actually back in July now, so 2 months ago. Paid $20 for it. Felt like I stole it. I've been looking for a copy for a long time. And you can't really judge it. You can't really go on eBay and look for the people that don't know what they have, because no one's going to have a picture of themselves holding the record up to the light. So at that point, you'd be just taking shots in the dark and hoping that you got what you were looking for. But what really blew my fucking mind about that kid's visit was the fact that, and I knew he really knew his shit, and I knew he was really into it. When he noticed this, he goes, "No way, New Riders of the Purple Sage, Adventures of Panama Red." I'm like, wait, you know that record? And he was like naming all the freaking songs off of it. And I said, well, this is a quad version too. Then you notice my Paul Simon behind it. It's just amazed, dude, honestly. We listened to some quad 8 tracks for a little bit, played some Super Audio CDs, played the Aerosmith Rocks with Back in the Saddle, where the the horses, going around a room, But yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't really get to talk to people about music too much, because usually you bring something like that up, they just talk about, what the popular mainstream stuff is today, and I really have zero interest in that. It's rare that you find somebody that's real passionate about it. So yeah, he was asking me for recommendations of albums, giving me recommendations, asking about REO Speedwagon, Billy Joel, Kansas we were talking about. I actually gave him the corrected version. I actually have to burn myself a new one now, because I always keep a copy of the speed corrected version of the LP, of the original LP mix from 1971, instead of this crappy 1983 version. But anyway, I keep the disc I burn in there. And we were asking, he was talking about that. He asked for what Billy Joel album I recommend listening to. I said, well, Turnstiles, definitely. Glass Houses, but I said, you really want to get into something cool, check out Cold Spring Harbor, but not the shitty 1983 one. You need a 1971 one that's speed corrected. The only way to get that is through the Billy Joel fans. I think it might have hit YouTube by now, I'm not sure, but I have the links up on WeTransfer. If anybody's interested in it, by the way, let me know. I can send you the digital files. It actually sounds pretty good. I actually made a quad mix of it too, so you can hear it in quad as well. But yeah, we're talking, admiring my Billy Joel wall. We're talking about the Bruce Springsteen, stuff like that. Nazareth, of course. Like I said, I'm really kind of embarrassing how messy my man cave is right now. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely pretty cool. I gave the kid a link to my YouTube channel. Whether or not he'll ever check in with me, I don't know. Maybe he'll show up in my comment box. Hard to say for sure. But yeah, we were jamming a little bit, showed him the Surround Master, explained quad vinyl and stuff like that. I told him that some of the quad vinyl will actually decode on your, probably not the way it should, but you'll get a pretty decent effect. I know when I had my Sony STRD 985 hooked up, I could play quad vinyl through it and like synthesize it, and it would do okay. Not as good as this SQ setting on the Surround Master, which is actually pretty decent. I still prefer quadraphonic HREX because they're 100% discrete, and obviously nothing's better than the Blu-ray audios and the SACDs for quad, but I definitely prefer a discrete format. Now, there are exceptions to where, like, if an album did not get a discrete release, then you're stuck with the vinyl. That's the best you're going to get until if the master tapes ever get found and redone. We were playing, like I said, some Chicago, Santana. We were playing, what else? The Doobie Brothers. So, yeah, like I said, it was interesting. I haven't had an encounter like that in a long time. I thought it was pretty cool. Well, that being said, I think that's all I really got for the night, guys. I'm gonna get a little bit of a midnight snack in and pass out and get some sleep. I got a relatively long day ahead of me tomorrow. But yeah, dude, freaking, if you ever watch this, yeah, drop me a line in the freaking comment box, dude. Freaking, meet up at one of these fucking record stores one day and do some vinyl shopping or some CD shopping or whatever. I'm always down for that. I always like talking to people about music and stuff like that. Like I said, it's pretty rare when you meet somebody that has the same passion as people like us, because we're definitely oddballs in society. There's not many people that are really into this kind of stuff. Most people could really give a fuck less. Like I said, I had to laugh because I was talking about how I got into the whole YouTube thing. The Rock and Roll Hi-Fi Guy channel I started because I was starting to do a lot of music on my HVAC channel, and I kind of felt like I was getting off topic, although my subscribers didn't really seem to mind. They seemed to like it. And I put up a video a couple years ago asking if they would think I should keep it the same or separate, and people said, "Yeah, well," no one ever really answered my question per se. All they told me was if I did start my own rock and roll channel, they would watch it. So I'm like, okay. Well, I decided to make a separate one for the hi-fi, which I fucked up because I should have called my channel Rock and Roll HVAC. Or something along the lines of that, kind of like made it, a little bit more unique and had all my content on one channel, but I didn't. It is what it is. So it's over and done with. So this is how it is now. So, but yeah, I was saying that the reason I got into this was with the HVAC channel. I was actually documenting stuff for myself so I could go back and look back on it. But it turns out I don't watch my own content because I hate hearing my voice and I hate seeing myself. You know what I mean? It's just awkward to me to watch my own content. Don't really know why. For me, it just kind of is. But yeah, talk about some video games and stuff like that too. I got the NES, the Atari, Nintendo. I already said Nintendo, PS2. But yeah, you get the gist of things. So anyway, guys, that being said, I will catch you next time on the flip side. Rock on. Catch you next time. Enjoy your week. Hope everybody has a good week. I'll try to have some content over the weekend of the Marantz 4400, and also with the Marantz 4400, my buddy bought this thing and had it shipped to my house for some reason, but I'm definitely gonna fuck with it a little bit. Peace out. Rock on.